Okay, good evening everyone. It's Bhavaani.
And Bharav Kurt.
So we are here to share some Yoga Nidra meditation and some Gong Bath with you for our practice tonight. If you want to grab a few tissues just to have those handy for our breathing exercise, you can grab those now. And anything you need to get comfortable, pillows, blankets, anything like that. And so we will get started. So coming into a comfortable seated position and sitting up nice and tall, pressing the sits bones down as you extend up through the crown of the head. You can close the eyes. And we'll take a deep breath in. And exhale with a sigh. And again, deep breath in. And exhale with a sigh. And tuning your attention inward. Just noticing the contents of the mind. Noticing sensations in the body. And bringing awareness to the palms of the hands. Slowly bringing the hands together into prayer position at heart center. Taking a deep breath in. And allowing the eyes to gently float open. Jai Bhagwan.
Jai Bhagwan.
So I have the benefit and the joy of being able to work with Gurudev on most Mondays. And it's a great opportunity because I get to ask him any burning question that I have. And sometimes I just focus on the dictation that if he's really in a groove, and sometimes if I do have a burning question, I am able to pop up and just ask him. And so today I did, because I was wondering about the post-traumatic stress that we experience the world through. He was talking a lot about that, and I wanted to know about, he was mentioning how the macrocosm, what we're experiencing in the outside world, is a mirror of the microcosm. So what we experience in our energy body, so like when we go within. So these two things mirror each other. And I wanted to know about the war and the global unrest that's happening in the world. I asked him, how can we bring more peace? Because there's so much conflict and stress happening. And he explained that what caused the war was people living from their post-traumatic stress, right? So when we're seeing the eyes through the filter of our past experiences, it's very difficult to see the true reality of what is happening now. And so the ego mind tends to want to exert control over what is in front of it. And oftentimes that is in a power play to try to make what's in front of it feel lesser, person, place, and things. And it also wants to create this separation, right? And we know that from these yogic teachings, we are actually all connected. We are one. So the ego mind is constantly sending out signals and creating these reactive patterns within us that make us do things that create separation, like creating a war, big power play, because that boosts the ego, right? So if I can make it seem like I'm better than you, well, that's a good power play there for me. But what it actually does is it feeds that ego even more. So then we get farther and farther away from reality and the ability to really be able to connect to the source within. And he said that this war was created not just by one single person, but really this collective conscious that has developed such a powerful ego mind. And so I asked him, what can we do, to bring peace? And he said, you cannot change the outside world. You cannot stop the war. You cannot do anything like that. What you can do is bring the peace within you. Because each person will interpret what's happening with this war in a different way, right? So maybe somebody who was in the era of Vietnam War, this might be an incredibly traumatic thing that's happening for them. Versus another person that maybe wasn't born yet is experiencing this, and they don't really have that toxic memory stress held from those past experiences, right? So it's the same war, two people seeing it in very different light. And so when we can work on creating our own inner peace and our own clarity, then number one, it helps us see what is happening as it's truly happening versus this snowball effect that the ego mind creates. But it also, peace can be contagious, right? So if I'm able to tap into my center and experience peace, then in my home, it's going to be more peaceful, and the way I'm interacting with every person in my life is going to be more peaceful. Versus if I'm allowing myself to get into that frenzied ego mind and stay focused on my own fears about what's happening, that's going to create more reactive patterns, and we know that when we're under the stress and pressure, what comes out of us is not very nice. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing this meditation, is so that we can help you find clarity and peace within, even in the midst of chaos that's happening in the outer world. So we'll get started with working towards that peaceful state. Just closing your eyes now. And if you've been sitting in the same position for a while, maybe gently shifting. And sitting up nice and tall, we'll move into some neck rolls, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, lowering chin to chest. Breathing into the shoulders, deep breath in. Exhale, rolling head to the right. Inhaling to center. Exhaling to the left. And now continuing at your pace. So you can slow down this movement. You can make it more subtle. You can even modify if the head wants to turn or move in a different way. And see if you can really tune in, feeling where you're holding that stress. So these stressful thoughts actually metabolize within the body and create energy blocks and tension, which often leads to discomfort and disease. So just moving into the body, bringing head back to center. We'll move into some shoulder rolls. You can start out with just making some circles, rolling them forward, back and down. Maybe the opposite direction. You can bring the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders, maybe circling elbows. Wheel. And then when that feels complete, maybe just shaking the wrists, closing the eyes, and just immersing yourself into stillness. And just noticing how maybe the mind's a little more quiet. Maybe the body's a little more relaxed. And now gently opening the eyes. So one of the things that I've noticed for myself personally is that when I'm in the midst of a reaction and completely stressed out and overwhelmed, I have a tendency to just keep doing what I'm doing, which tends to feed the frenzy. So if you want to try this, maybe next time you're experiencing a powerful reaction, just taking a moment to stop what you're doing and take a few deep breaths. So I know I've been taking the breaths, but I actually haven't been stopping what I'm doing. So if you want to experiment with that, you can let me know if that became more helpful, because that does definitely help you connect to your body. When you're still in this frenzy, breathing heavy and doing all this, it might not really be able to calm your nervous system. So the nervous system gets out of balance when we're under a lot of pressure, and this breathing exercise that I'm about to share with you helps bring the nervous system back into balance pretty quickly. So if you've got the tissues, you can always blow your nose at any time if you need to. We'll start out by bringing up the right hand and bringing down your first finger and your middle finger. So the thumb and the ring finger and little finger are still lifted. First two fingers are down. And then turning the hand towards the face, placing the right thumb and closing off the right nostril. And taking a deep breath in through the left nostril. Hold and close the left nostril, exhaling, opening the right nostril, breathing that exhale out the right. And now inhale through the right, close, exhaling through the left. Inhale left, close, exhale right. And now continuing at your pace. And see if you can create a sense of ease in the body while you're doing this exercise. And if this is too intense for you for whatever reason, you can remove the hand and just use visualization to breathe in through the left nostril, exhaling through the right, inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left. And just two more of these full deep breaths. And when that's complete, closing the eyes and bringing awareness into the eyebrow center. And allowing the eyes to gently float open. So now, without disturbing yourself too much, moving into a relaxed position. So you can lie on the yoga mat, you can lie in a bed, you can lie back in a recliner maybe, whatever is available for you right now. And we will move into our Yoga Nidra, but before we do, I want to share with you a couple of the techniques we will be working with tonight. So the first one is a temper tantrum. And so this is a great opportunity to release some of the trapped energy that gets stuck in the body, right? Because a lot of times when our buttons get pushed, we are not in a place where it's okay to have a temper tantrum. So often we say, we flip the switch of the circuit breaker, we stop the feeling, and we continue with what we're doing, but we really need to go back to it. So this will be a great opportunity if there's been something that you've been holding on to that you haven't gotten an opportunity to let go of, whether it's anger, sadness, whatever the feeling, emotion is. Now is a great time, an opportunity to release it if you want to. And it's just like being a little kid, having a temper tantrum. So we'll be banging our fists. You can bang them on the yoga mat if you're lying on a mat. If you're lying in a chair, maybe banging it on the seat cushion, someplace where it won't hurt your hands. And then we'll bang our feet on the floor. So you can work with that. You can also make a sound. It's very cathartic to get the sound out. It really helps process emotions. So feel free to just let it all out. It's nice being on Zoom. You don't have to be shy about it. And then the second technique we're going to be doing is alternate nostril breathing. So just like we did a minute ago with the alternate nostrils, but we won't be using the hand this time. So it'll just be the visualization of breathing in one nostril and exhaling through the other. And as we mentioned, where our attention goes, the energy flows. So this will help regulate the breathing between the nostrils and bring the nervous system back into homeostatic balance. So, enough of the chatter. We will get started getting supremely comfortable and closing your eyes. And begin to quiet the mind and be still. And let go of all thoughts, worry, and tension. Give yourself fully to a higher power. Relax, trust, and let go. Breathe in fully. And exhale with a deep sigh. And again, breathe in fully. And exhale with a deep sigh. And let go even more. Feel a deep sense of contentment and peace in your heart. Now bend the knees and place the feet flat on the floor, arms alongside the body in preparation for temper tantrum. In a moment, I will have you make fists. Actually, I'll have you make a face and push the breath out of your mouth as you pound the feet and fists on the floor. Now take a deep breath in. Tighten the face and begin. And now stop. Let go and feel. And this time, put yourself fully into it. You can move your head from side to side and let sounds come out of your mouth if you want to. Take a deep breath in and begin. And continue. And now stop. Release the legs to the floor. Arms by your sides. Become aware of the released energy in the body. And let it flow into any holdings, physical, mental, or emotional. Allow the body to settle into a deep state of balance and relaxation. Merge into it. All excess tension and holding carried out with each exhaling breath. your attention lead you into total absorption. Sense it all. Resist nothing. As we enter this next phase of Yoga Nidra, remain as motionless as possible. If you need to move or make an adjustment, do so mindfully and return to stillness as soon as you're able. Resolve to remain awake, staying in touch with the sound of my voice. Allow your entire body to respond to my words directly and non-mentally. Allow any disturbances, external or internal, to draw you more deeply within. In Yoga Nidra, you enter the subconscious energy field. Let your mind merge and melt into the energy body and go beyond the boundaries of body and mind. Now shift from thinking and doing to feeling and being. Do absolutely nothing from now on. Simply relax and drop into the deepest state of tranquility, stillness, and peace in the third eye. Now your consciousness is in direct communion with your energy body. Bring your attention to the flow of breath, specifically the breath as it naturally moves through both nostrils. See the breath as two separate streams, rising and falling. No effort to change or control the breath. Simply watching the natural flow. Now bring your attention to the breath moving through the right nostril. Inhaling and exhaling through the right nostril. Sensing the warmth of the breath as it passes through the right nostril. Continue for the next few breaths. Now bring your attention to the breath moving through the left nostril. Inhaling and exhaling through the left nostril. Sensing the coolness of the breath in the left nostril. Continuing for the next few breaths. And now visualize breathing through alternate nostrils. On your next inhalation, breathe in through the right nostril and exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril and exhale through the right nostril. No effort or doing. Simply continue alternating the breath through each nostril. Inhale one nostril. Exhale opposite nostril. Continuing at your pace. Sensing the subtle coolness of the left nostril, the warmth of the right nostril as you continue to breathe. Now breathe normally, simply witnessing the breath flowing equally through both nostrils. Breath breathing itself. Sun and moon, Ida and Pingala, yin and yang, restored to harmony and balance. Right and left brain becoming one synchronized, unified whole, merging into oneness, still, empty, open. Allow attention to naturally rest at the third eye, magnetically drawing attention and energy inward. Drop into that silent space where all doing stops. Experience silence extending everywhere. As I name each organ, feel energy moving with attention, nourishing and vitalizing each organ. Even if you don't know where the organs are, your body does. Bring your attention to the heart. Lungs, esophagus, left side of the stomach, pancreas, spleen, right side, liver, gallbladder, abdomen, adrenal glands, kidneys, intestines, reproductive organs, bladder, now bring your whole body into awareness. Feel the whole body contained in vast, spacious awareness. Give yourself the permission to enter the deepest level of relaxation right now. And let go. Nothing to do or achieve. Dissolve and disappear into stillness. Open, empty of all doing, all past, all future. Merge into the space and be empty. Sensations, thoughts, images floating by like clouds on a clear blue sky. Let it all gather and dissipate, come and go. Be the space in which it is all happening. Allow your entire self to respond spontaneously and effortlessly to what I say. I am free and clear of all that has happened in the past. I am light, unburdened, and free. I trust the path that has brought me to this moment. I feel the love, light, and grace that has always surrounded me. Establish yourself firmly in faith and trust to receive the grace, protection, and guidance of the higher self within you. The more often you go to your source, the easier it will be to return there, and the longer you can stay there. Feel the presence of your own spiritual guides surrounding you and blessing you. Accept their blessing and grace. Embody it and spread it wherever you go. Now you have prepared the base from where you can carry out interactions with life and interpersonal relationships with the integrative power of love and the source within. You are the emissary of light and love. Carry it everywhere you go and to everyone you meet. If you have an area that you feel needs healing, physical, mental, or emotional, allow this light and love to flow into that area now. begin to become aware of the rising and falling of the breath. Slowly feel yourself beginning to rise to the surface of awareness. Sense the body resting in space. The quality of air as it touches the skin. And gradually you can begin to move as if you're waking from a restful sleep. Maybe wiggling the fingers and toes. Maybe stretch in any direction that feels right. If it's available for you, you can bend your knees and pull them into your chest. Maybe a little rocking gently. And taking time here, bringing awareness back into the body. And if it's available for you, turning onto your side and curling into a fetal position. Feel the safety, comfort, and protection in the womb of existence. Now you can gradually move and begin to sit up with your eyes closed. And continue to stay deep in this deep inner experience. And regardless of what you consciously recognize that has or has not changed, know that something deep within has shifted. Become aware of your body and bring a deep sense of peace and contentment with you as you bring attention back to the body. Notice how relaxed the body is, how soft the breath is, how silent the mind is, how quiet the heartbeat is. Be still and be grateful. Know that you can easily enter here again and again. And keeping the eyes closed, bringing awareness into your heart center. And remembering the more that you practice cultivating that centeredness, cultivating that light within you, the less darkness will be out in the world. So bringing into awareness one thing that you can do to bring more joy, happiness, and peace in your life. It could be something small. And if it didn't come to you now, know that it will come to you before the end of the day. Please bring your hands together at heart center in a gesture of gratitude for these teachings, for this lineage of masters. Please join me in closing our practice with a chant of Om, taking a deep breath in. And whenever you're ready, opening the eyes, Jai Bhagwan.
Jai Bhagwan.
Thanks for joining us this evening.
Jai Bhagwan.